In this session of the Tormek instructional videos, let's sharpen a pair of scissors. Now you'll notice that the Tormek scissors jig is in two pieces, the support plate and the blade clamp. The support plate mounts onto the universal tool support, and then we'll want that adjusted down close to the grindstone. I'm going to teach you a little trick here that is not in the owner's manual. Makes life a lot simpler for you. Now what we're going to find in most scissors is that the bevel angle on the scissors is ground at 60 degrees. It may be 55, it may be 65. The check angles on the outside of the Angle Master are there so you can find the proper angle before you start grinding. Now if you read the owner's manual, it's going to tell you to set the angle on the Angle Master at 60 degrees, put the blade clamp against the support plate and measure the angle. It's a little awkward. It's hard to see exactly what's going on there. The reason they tell you to do it that way is because the back half of the blade clamp is a wedge, and you have to compensate for that wedge with your angle. By putting it up there, you've compensated for that angle, and you're measuring it directly to the back section. But it's very hard to see. So what I prefer to do is to compensate for that angle with my setting. The angle in this wedge is exactly 10 degrees. So all we have to do is add an extra 10 degrees to our setup. And now we can measure directly to the plate, which is much easier to see where we are. We're going to bring that down so that it's just above the stone. It's another time when the new adjustable universal tool support is very handy. Lock that up. We're right at our 60 degrees. We have clearance. Now we're going to take the scissors, put the blade in the holder. It's really not very picky about exactly how that's mounted up. As long as it's in there and you have a hold of it, you're going to be good to go. We have our stone at our 220 grit cutting action. And we're simply going to follow the blade. Get a little bit higher pitch on this because we're grinding at a rather steep bevel angle. There's nothing wrong with your machine if you hear that kind of noise. It's just a fact of life at that 60-degree bevel angle. Now we're going to take the blade out, change to the second blade. You'll notice here that we're just barely using half of the available width on a normal pair of dressmaker scissors. So you can see that we have enough clamping action even to do something as large as this set of hedge trimmers. With the second blade in, we're going to repeat the process. Then we're going to take the stone grater, polish the surface of the grindstone down to the 1000 grit cutting action. This is fracturing the aluminum oxide crystals to about 1/5 of their normal size, but it's not pulling the crystals out of the binder that holds the stone together while we do that. So the stone cuts just exactly like a 1000 grit stone. And now we can refine the scratch pattern in the bevel on our scissor. Even through the microphone, you can hear the difference in the cutting action. Swap back to the first blade that we ground. We don't have to worry about losing our bevel angle. It's always going to be right there. Now, we do not want to go to the leather strop for these scissors. You want a pair of scissors to have a little bit of tooth to the edge. So we're just going to dry them off and then we'll check them out. A good way to test a pair of scissors is with a piece of felt. We're going to do two tests. First, we're going to tear a piece of the felt. That's going to leave us a very, very fine, fuzzy fiber. If those fibers cut without pushing through the blade, you know you have a very, very sharp pair of scissors. The other test we want to do is one all the seamstresses appreciate. Here's 8 layers of very, very heavy felt, working a 1/16 of an inch from the edge, going right through all of those layers on a pair of Walmart scissors. Can't get much better than that. We'll be doing lots more demonstrations on all the rest of the Tormek jigs. Be sure and watch them all. Thanks for watching.